Okay, just before I talk about the game, just bring it up now, and then this will be kind of the only time I'll bring it up. Marco Fabian missed a team meeting, the day before the game. That was the reason for his absence. Mistake on his part. He feels bad about it, but at the same time, we had to move on. That was a decision that was made. As for the game tonight, for me, I guess I'll be a little biased, but one of the most entertaining games of the year in terms of the intensity level. Two really good teams going at it. Obviously, LAFC is, in the discussion for one of the best teams our league has ever had, and I thought we went toe-to-toe with them. They pushed the game in the first half, I thought, made us work. Gave up the goal before halftime, which was tough, but at the same time, I thought our guys regrouped at halftime, probably had the better of the play in the second half. They made us run for stretches. We made them run for stretches of the game. Exciting for those that maybe weren't at field level. The speed of the game was as quick as I've seen, and I've been around this thing for 20 years now as an average player and now as a coach. So great for our players to go through an exercise like that, and I thought they rose to the occasion. Could have stole the game at the end, but overall I think 1-1 result is fair, and I think that again, off of Atlanta, LAFC, the two games that I circled at the beginning of the year that would be a true test for us, whether we are a good team or a great team. I think we answered a lot of questions again tonight, and I couldn't be more proud of our players for the effort that they put forward, and overall now happy as we go down into the final 4 games of the season.
Jim, I know it's a team effort defending guys like Vela, but it seemed like Kai and McKenzie had a lot of the work to do against him. What did you see from them and how they dealt with that threat today?
Well, Carlos is the MVP of the league, and it's not even close. So for the job, for Kai, it's obviously a tough assignment. Your only help out there sometimes when you get isolated with him is the sideline. We tried to make them tonight go around us. Listen, even Beitashour and Harvey are still two really good players on the ball, but our game plan was to have them be the ones that make the game rather than Vela and Rossi getting on the ball and turning. They have so many weapons. The interchange now of Tuesta, K, and Blessing is a lot to deal with. So a lot of communication has to happen, but individually now you're going to get isolated with Vela 1v1, and I thought Kai was incredible on the night in terms of forward defending, being physical with him in the right moments, not going in when he cuts the ball. When he gets you in the box, you're always holding your breath because he can draw penalties just because he's so deceptive in there. But Kai showed that he is a top left back in our league. For my money, the top left back. So proud of his performance tonight, and obviously Mark McKenzie chipped in and did a great job anytime he needed to come over and double team. So really good overall team performance. You could go through each of our guys and each of their guys, to be honest, and a lot of strong performances tonight.
Jim, I know that from a tactical perspective, it makes sense in a lot of ways to put Jamiro at the 10 tonight. But if I'd said to you before the game that you would have played LAFC so well that there would have been the kinds of holes before the game that Marco would have been able to exploit. I know you don't want to talk about his absence, but tactically that it would have been that kind of a game that Marco could have come in and done that job. Would you have believed it?
We'll never know. And that's the hard thing. That's in the past. We'll never get it back. So that part hurts. I know Marco wanted to be part of the game. He's a great player. We're better with him in our team and with us. So it's a hard decision, but it's one that we're trying to keep 30 guys going and not one. So he'll bounce back. He'll learn from it. It's not it's important and it's serious, but it's not something that is going to break us up. That's for sure. So he's a special player. And we'll talk through it and have him back. But certainly, sorry, my answer for that is, unfortunately, we'll never know.
Real quick, if you don't mind, how good was Mark McKenzie tonight, in your estimation?
That's Mark. That's the Mark that we all know. And again, he's battled things. And I talk about it almost weekly now with all of our young players. There's parts of development that are suffering. Suffering on the field, suffering off the field, and being able to push through it and have performances like tonight is the sign of a great player. So His ceiling is incredibly high. Him and Jack have a good partnership going right now. He's got the combination of speed and physicality, and also really good feet to break lines with his passes. So really happy with Mark. Again, that's a big boy game. That's the best way I can put it. Those are the real games that if you're a real player, you want to be part of. They feel different. The speed is different. All of a sudden you look up and 75 minutes have gone by. That's how quickly things happen on the field. So those are special games, and I'm really happy that Mark got to play in it, and not just play in it, but also leave a big impact on the game.
Obviously 3 points better than one, but is there anything about this game that almost feels more satisfying than the Atlanta win, because that's their full strength 11, best team in the league, and you guys are right there with them?
Yeah, look, I said it at halftime. I think, with their best group, I think we pushed them in a way that I think a lot of teams haven't this year, that's for sure. You'd have to ask them in terms of, what was the hardest game they've been in. But I think when their best 11 players on the field are on the field, which they were tonight, they've embarrassed teams. That's the nicest way I can put it. Almost 3 goals per game scored, and they're just really tough to defend. So in some ways, yes, the Atlanta one, you have the 3 points, and I always want to win. The atmosphere again tonight had a similar feel to it. It was electric in the stadium. So thank you again to the Sons of Ben and all the fans that came out. But yeah, there is actually more. I feel better passing that test, because that's a team that can put 6 goals on you, and I say that in the most respectful way to even my players. But if you're not on your game like we were tonight, they can embarrass you, and we made them work for everything. They still got chances, but we limited them, and Andre made a few saves. So overall, yeah, that's as proud as I've been, because yeah, LAFC for me is the best team in our league.
Follow-up, Brendan and Mark have been playing well.
Yeah.
They coming on, but did you see anything from them coming back from that camp? Maybe a little swagger.
For sure, confidence, man. You go into these 23 camps. I saw it with Austin as well. Austin's come into training now. I had a great discussion with him. Came in and talked through some things and how he's grown from being taken out of the lineup. It hurts. It really, really hurts to not be a part of things. You almost feel like you're injured. But talking through him, to him and to Matt Freese, who did well with the 23s, I think you certainly see Brendan come in to a game like that and almost scored what would have been a special goal tonight. But he does have a little bounce in his step in training, has more confidence, and Mark would be the same way. I think that obviously Jason's got a great group with that 23 team, and they push each other in a good way. And you certainly saw anytime you get to wear the national team jersey, you come back with a little more confidence, and they were an example of that tonight.
When it comes to Sergio coming off the bench and making another impact, couldn't get a goal but still create chances.
No, he's a handful.
Is it something where you guys are possibly looking to get him an extended run now,
For sure,
because he's played so well in the spots he's had?
Yeah, look, it was close to deciding on starting him possibly tonight. I think he's earned that. Sometimes tactically who you line up against and being a little more stable defensively first was our initiative tonight. But I thought he did come in with the limited minutes that he got and made an impact. When you guys think it was a handball at the end? We'll never know again, but it was close. So he forced the issue, made some plays, was a handful in the box. But certainly, to answer your question, I mean, if Casper doesn't come out, the thought would have been to put him on that left wing and maybe get in behind where he has a little more space. But he came in and did a good job as the 9 in Casper's once he cramped up. So, yeah, happy with Sergio. He's a great player, and you can see just how dynamic he is and strong and explosive. Had some plays tonight where he was just this close, and he's devastated in the locker room because he wants to score the winner. But I'm still overall happy with the team.
Just a cramp for Casper then?
Just a cramp, yeah, he's good. He ran a lot.
Was there any thought to using that third sub on Booten or on Fontana?
Yeah, we discussed it. Muro was getting a little tired in the middle of the field, and they were starting to have some entry balls into the middle part. We thought about putting Anthony in. Also, if Fafa fatigued, possibly throwing Santos out wide and Wooten at the 9, where he's very good in the box because we were getting some service. Chose tonight to trust the guys that were on the field. I think we needed to reward them. And in that second half, I thought we did some good things. We really pushed the tempo and had them on their heels a little bit. They had chances too. So this is one of these games that, you're never happy to tie, but it's as proud as I can be in a tie game.
Last one, Nick.
With Vela popping up in multiple positions across their formation, how difficult is it for the defense to communicate and kind of contain somebody of that quality?
How many goals does he have now? 28. So I'd say it's impossible. I mean, and how many assists? Is he 8, 15, 16? Yeah, so I would say it's not possible to completely stop him. He's going to get chances. He's as dominant a player. We got a little fortunate in that he was out for a couple weeks, so there was a little rust maybe early on, and Kai did a really good job on him overall tonight. But to ask, how good he is or how to stop him, I don't have the answer to that, because he's just he's been able to dominate our league and is a special player, and people don't recognize, when you watch on TV sometimes and you say, why don't they just get closer? Why don't they foul them? Why don't they, be more physical with them? It's the same thing with the special players, Neymar, Messi, whoever you like. You can't get close to these guys. It's difficult, and you need to use your teammates for double teams. You need to be tight in certain moments. You need to communicate. You need help. Use the sideline. A lot of different things that go into it. But he's still going to get free, and he's still going to hurt you. But overall, that's about as good a job as we can do on him, and he still scored.
All right, thanks, Jim. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.